Congress going to be a fourth federal level stimulus check? What about Social Security increases or child tax credits? Well, the fate of stimulus right now is going to be relying in the results of the midterms. And I've got some news and articles to get you caught up on as we've got some updates on it. This is the number one top concern of Americans across the nation, and they are wanting to see if Congress is going to be releasing more stimulus. Now, this one focused on what these multimillionaires and billionaires are saying about what's going to be coming. It's going to be a result of what unfolds in the Senate and also in the House of Representatives in these midterm elections, and we've had a 50-50 Senate, which has made it extremely hard for them to pass things through. Now, the change of the structure will determine whose agenda will get pushed through, Republicans or Democrats, and whatever they prioritize will likely come to the forefront. We've heard promises from Democrats: monthly recurring checks, child tax credits, social security increases, free childcare, free college tuition, all these things from progressives, and a lot of this stuff could have gone through. We will see if the restructuring changes things, because we've heard from Pramila Jayapal, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Bernie Sanders, and a lot of progressives say that if the Senate structure changes, you can expect to see these start rolling out through legislation, a new reconciliation bill. Now, on the other hand, we've heard Republicans say if they take control, they are going to be pushing for child tax credits, or they're going to be changing the eligibility and restrictions. They are talking about tax cuts, maybe even more tax rebates on the federal level. So there are promises coming from both sides of the aisle. We are just over a month away from the midterm elections, and control of Congress is on the ballot. 538 election forecast shows Democrats are slightly favored to get control of the Senate, while Republicans are slightly favored to win the House, but there is still time for an October surprise to shake things up. Inflation and the economy are key issues. This election cycle are Democrats vulnerable. They are 100%. And they're very concerned that the OPEC Plus decision to try to take down production is going to mean a spike in gas prices. This has been something that Democrats have been able to chum a bit of. We are hearing it around the country that people are still concerned about high prices, and this is an overwhelming issue. We are seeing it pop up in polls, and race after race, Democrats are on the run and increasingly concerned about that being a drag race. We've also been following those new developments in the allegations against Georgia Republican Senate candidate Herschel Walker in his denied report that he paid for a girlfriend to have an abortion years ago, and so far, Republicans have defended him. He is denying them, but some of his previous denials on other issues have not held up. Republicans have no choice at this point but to stick with them. Their hope is that voters in Georgia have already internalized the various scandals around Walker and don't care. They like him as a star in football, and they like the way he might vote. But it's not clear how voters are going to react. The big concern among Georgia Republicans is that some voters in Georgia might vote for Governor Brian Kemp and could leave that Senate race blank. Now, we also have this new report out today that investigators believe, according to sources that the Washington Post is citing, that they have enough to file charges against Hunter Biden, the president's son. So how could that impact the midterms? Well, what the Department of Justice doesn't like, because October surprises could be highly unusual for them to file charges that might have a political impact on older charges on something that isn't necessarily pressing this close to an election. The same, we presume, could hold in the various investigations around Donald Trump, including his handling of classified documents. We saw the former President Trump and a lot of right-wing commentators have long been digging into the story and think it has been undercovered. They want to see justice done in their view. I don't foresee a way that Justice Warren could get into this before the election, but that's why we are called surprises, I suppose. Alright guys, keep an eye out west. We just had a debate last night in Arizona. Senator Mark Kelly put some distance between himself and the Biden administration on immigration. We are going to see former President Trump's campaign in both Arizona and Nevada over the weekend. And let me tell you, those two states are key to the Senate's hopes. They see a map that says to the Republicans, wow, we've got a chance to win this thing. Even though the tension has been in places like Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Florida, if they win just those two seats, those 538 numbers that you see reassert themselves very quickly. And all of a sudden, Republicans are heavily favored to take the Senate. So there you have it. Now also, this is extremely important because whoever holds the majority in the Senate, they have reconciliation at their disposal. And at this time, with a 50-50 split, it has been extremely hard to unify Democrats as they have varying perspectives on things across the board. You've got progressives that want to see more provisions, more stimulus, more spending, and then you've got conservatives, which is almost aligned with Republicans' beliefs and agendas, like those mentioned in cinema, saying, no, we are concerned about inflation, we need to stop the spending, we need to get this under control. They are unable to unify and pass this through. And in a 50-50 split, they literally need every single senator on board. Well, there could be more seats on the Democratic side to overrule those, or if the Republicans take the majority, they could be able to likely pass through whatever it is that they could like to see get done. So with that being said, thank you so much for joining me. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.